Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to learn how to import data into Synchro Pro for your 4D scheduling purposes. We're going to talk about both the schedules and the 3D models. To start importing, go to File, Import, and here you'll see the list of all integrations possible. On the top, we have a list of scheduling softwares that you can import your schedule from, starting with Asta Power Project. This will be grayed out unless you have Asta installed on the same system. But you can import native ASA Power Project file type using this API. For Microsoft Project, PME NetPoint, and Primavera P6, you can export an XML format from each of these software and then import into Synchro using these buttons. Saffron Project requires a URL and your project credentials to be able to import the schedule. Going further down, we have the options to import 3D models, starting with IFC, 3D, which enables you to import any generic 3D format like DWFX, DWG, DGN, FBX, OBJ, etc. And finally, Synchro Project, where you can either import an SP file or an SPX file. The SPX files are generated from Synchro plugins that is available for Revit, Navisworks, and MicroStation. You can export a Microsoft Excel template from Synchro, do bulk editing, and then import it back into Synchro as well. And lastly, you can import any file located in your project-wise server. For this video, we'll use Primavera P6 as an example, as this is one of the more commonly used scheduling tool. Here, you have the option to either import a file, which is in an XML format, or directly connect to the database. We'll use the file option. Click on Browse to find the P6 XML file. Click on Training Module Chapter 1 to 7, which is provided in the Training Module 1. Go to Schedule. Click on Training Project Schedule P6 XML. Here you select the project from the XML. Click Next. You have the option to either import or skip all of these features. For example, if you don't want to import, let's say, cost codes, you can click on Skip. I'll keep all the settings as default and click on Import to import everything in the XML file. Here you get a summary of all the things that are imported with the XML file. For example, 118 tasks were created, there was one user field imported, etc. You can copy this information on clipboard if required, but we'll click on Finish. And you can see all the tasks imported here. Now we'll talk about importing 3D models. For that, let's go back to File, Import, and select 3D. If you go to your Training Models Chapter 1 to 7, click on Models, and you'll have some sample models available to you. I'll select the Architecture, Structure, and Site. Click Open. As you can see, you can import multiple models at the same time. If you want to add more models, you can click on Add Files here. Let's select Next. Here you have the options to review a few settings. For example, if you want to import hidden 3D objects, you can uncheck this. Or if you want to import 2D lines, you can uncheck this to ignore wireframe objects as well. We'll leave these settings as default and click on Next. Here you have the options to translate or scale your object before importing rather than doing it afterwards. For DWF formats, we recommend rotating it to X-axis. I will leave everything as default here and click on Import. Let's not worry about Resource Wizard, as this will be covered in the next session. But to complete this process, I'll just click on Assign to New Resource. Give it a name, Project. Type would be Material. Click Next and select Add Resources underneath Build Tree. Click Next again and finish.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.